So here's about to be alternate history, as about to recruited by the Tanave to be honest of its stories of his timeline. So here's the folks of its own last of memory, was ever unworthy but its own last of ambitious. And here we are in this little bit thinking we're about. So here's the alternate ancient story. How we're talking about Empire of the Plutonia. From this is the ancient story that could rule over the world. This was been place of the mystical culture, and Plutonia is the mystical in they have that has been reduced for the last of its benefit. From it has been alternate history from the long ago. But then again, it's reduced by its soul a lot. How does the world look like? But then in a mere hours, the powerfulest nation, all whole world, all around them is been cursed out by everything in the town. Plutonia rejected to all to take over the world, and itself to be on. Here's the all. As Greece reduced to recover everything with its path, that thing recoverably, and that reduced to Albania, Macedonia, and few other lands, and some Turkey and Persia, Egypt, and Middle Eastern world or the Arab League nations. And so they removed 2 million of its puppet land all over the plus to the Egypt as they recaptured, until they annexed little bit small land Libya, and they reduced the puppets too. As they readjusted to itself, instead they reducible to itself as they reducible to be honest to conquer Rome. And this place up as they conquered successfully have pulled over in the place to the Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina to the Serbia, and pull over for this place up in the action until they converted the Bulgaria as they decided to annex. Not to the present to the ports of in Europe, they successfully attack on the Roman Empire, and this is reduced to the fall of Roman Empire. As they reduce it to its occupation to the puppet nation, instead they were that the gang until the attack on Sicily mainland into the French island, and going on next to the Caucasus and Russia. Here's the thing action that they have the Plutonian army successfully to attack on little bit to the Contripo, Georgia, Massoud to the little bit small land, Armenia and Azerbaijan. To this is how it reducible because of the lands decide to create doing the more lands. Until then, they reducible to itself, then to this way to the smallest Kirkasa, to the reproducible Cuban, to the resource of the Cuban Republic, and visit more a lot of the many of this puppet until they attack on Crimea. Then, in the place of itself, they reduce it to attack everything, going to the little bit as they dispose of to the Iran, to others, to the Kazakhstan's smallest land, and they reduce it to itself as they took over. But then in a little bit there for the last time. And that was been reduced to attack on Kazakhstan's land, to Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan. As Tajikistan is almost split up. Then it reduced it to itself to revolt to the island of Posov. To this they are reduced to attack many of the land. As the Martas rejectively losing much more of its lands until it decides to fall to the Plutonian army. They are too much strong for them to be a lot of the suggestions in its culture. But then they took many of its many sea. They took millions of the giant waters to recapture everything, but its last of them cannot be unfinished. And that is all the dangerous story. Until they attacked to the Bangladesh and to the Burma, but they didn't attack Siam because the Siam is too strong for Plutonia. Until recursion to itself of the action other African lands, they annexed Djibouti in place of its island never seen to be. And the pretend to be part 3. So here's the alternate ancient stories by the thing to be in Kunshan. As such, they created a capital, Luvang. This name is a consciousness, and so they created the Plutonian language, which is all over the world to be Plutonian language. their own bright lord. To be honest, King Zeshgar, he was reducible. To be honest, he's the god king of the Plutonia, and reducible to himself, to be honest, for the gods of Plutonia. And earlier to be awakened in July 20th, 718, until it falls in December 30th, 820. The military power was 4,350. Gosh, that's what's going to happen by the kings. And this little bit, but they have Zheshgar reduced to take everything in its path, until reducing to himself to invasion of all the world, before he didn't even respect to his last memory. But then, at the very least, to be honest, how is he dead to all millions? But then a corruption as the king reducing that. But until then, the Hakshan King Zheshgar dies at age 70, as he was executed by the powerfulest Byzantine army. And so I hope you enjoy the next video. Why do you focus to the next to the alternate history? Well, till then, like my video if you want it, then please subscribe. Farewell for now.